We are in Gdynia, part of the Tri-City metropolitan area on Poland's Baltic coast. Orłowo is now one of Gdynia's most picturesque districts. In summer, Orłowo fills with holidaymakers. Visitors come for its pier, sandy beach, and the spectacular cliff rising above the waters of the Gulf of Gdansk. Many also stop for freshly caught or traditionally smoked fish served in the local tavern. The story of Orłowo began in 1829 when a sailor named Johann Adler built an inn near the mouth of the river. His surname means eagle in German, giving the settlement the name it still bears today. The later history of this place, however, is closely connected with Poland. Between the two world wars, nearby Sopot, today's Sopot, belonged to the predominantly German free city of Danzig. Before the Second World War, Sopot was one of the Baltic's most fashionable seaside resorts, drawing affluent visitors from Germany and across Europe, as well as smaller numbers of Poles, for whom it was a foreign destination. Poland was rapidly building its own modern seaport, the new city of Gdynia. It soon needed a seaside resort of its own, and Orłowo expanded at remarkable speed. Several piers were built here, the longest extending more than twice the length of today's pier. Dozens of guest houses welcomed thousands of summer visitors every season. In 1935, Orłowo was incorporated into Gdynia. During the German occupation, the district reverted to its former German name, Adlershorst, while Gdynia itself was renamed Gotenhafen and transformed into one of Germany's most important naval bases on the Baltic. In October 1939, it became the first district of Gdynia, whose Polish population was forcibly expelled. After the war, the Polish names of Gdynia and Orłowo were restored. Yet, despite the dramatic events of the 20th century, Orłowo never lost its identity as a seaside resort. To this day, its beach, pier, and cliffs continue to attract visitors from across Poland and beyond. Today it remains a distinct and charming part of the city. It is home to the State Secondary School of Fine Arts, lively cafes and restaurants, and a small fishing harbor where local fishermen still head out before dawn. While Orłowo is at its busiest on warm summer days, perhaps its most magical moments come in early autumn. The beach-covered cliffs glow with rich shades of gold and crimson. The beach falls almost silent, and only the occasional walker disturbs the calm. Out on the pier, photographers quietly capture wedding portraits, making the most of one of the Baltic coast's most picturesque settings. Now, let's head towards Orłowo's greatest natural landmark, the cliffs. The Orłowo Cliff is one of the most iconic landscapes on Poland's Baltic coast. Rising nearly 40 meters above the Gulf of Gdansk, it stretches for around 650 meters, its sandy face carved by waves and winter storms. Formed at the end of the last ice age, the cliff reveals layers of clay, sand, and gravel deposited by retreating glaciers more than 10,000 years ago. But this is no fossil landscape. The Baltic is still shaping it today. Storms relentlessly erode the base of the cliff, triggering landslides that slowly move the coastline inland. Every year, the sea claims another piece of land, making Orłowo one of the fastest changing sections of Poland's coastline. The cliff forms the seaward edge of the Kępa Radłowska Nature Reserve, one of Poland's oldest protected areas. Ancient beech forests grow almost to the very edge, while below, glacial boulders exposed by erosion have created natural reefs that support one of the richest underwater habitats in the Gulf of Gdansk. The reward for climbing to the top is one of the finest views on the Polish coast. On a clear day, the panorama stretches across the entire Bay of Gdansk. To the south lie the skyline of Gdansk, the mouth of the Orłowo River, and the vast North Port. Looking north, on exceptionally clear days, all the way to the Hel Peninsula, a remarkable 35-kilometer-long sand spit separating the Bay of Gdansk from the open Baltic Sea. Running along the cliff edge is one of Gdynia's most scenic walking trails. Winding through ancient woodland and opening onto spectacular viewpoints, it offers ever-changing perspectives of the sea and the dramatic coastline below. For much of the 20th century, however, these peaceful cliffs served a very different purpose. Kępa Redlowska became a heavily fortified military area, lined with coastal artillery batteries, bunkers, and observation posts, protecting the approaches to Gdynia's naval base. Yet, even reinforced concrete proved no match for nature. As the sea continued its relentless attack, sections of the cliff collapsed, carrying military fortifications with them. Today, abandoned bunkers and gun emplacements lie scattered down the slope and near the shoreline. Silent reminders that, in the end, the Baltic always has the final word. The Orłowo Cliff is far more than a beautiful viewpoint. It is a living landscape, shaped by ice, wind, and waves over thousands of years. Long after today's visitors have gone home, the Baltic will continue its patient work, quietly reshaping this coastline for generations to come.